Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
What do we got here?
Well, my wife told me to come down and make you an offer you couldn't refuse. This is Marlon Brandos' personally owned 1950s biker leather coat.
This was not a movie-worn jacket.
No, it's a personally owned.
God, I so wish it was a jacket he wore on the waterfront or...
The wild ones?
Or in The Godfather.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. One day I'm gonna ask you a favor.
I've come to the pawn shop to sell my 1950s motorcycle jacket that was owned by Marlon Brando. This jacket comes from the Joe Franklin memorabilia collection. It was auctioned off a couple years back. I just couldn't refuse it.
Pretty cool. All right. Well, it's Brando. Marlon Brando really was that amazing actor. I mean, he was basically the original actor doing, like, method acting. If he was going to do a part, he tried to live it for a month before he actually started filming. You know, I guess his, like, super breakout hit was probably A Streetcar Named Desire, because they cast him for that because he was in the play. And I think today most people know him as The Godfather, because you really couldn't have had anybody. I can't even imagine that movie with anyone else playing him. So where'd you get it?
I bought it off a guy who bought it from an auction.
So you don't have any pictures from the auction?
I do not. The auction only has a picture of the coat, and all I had was just a letter of authenticity.
Okay. So, by my signature, I hereby certify that the aforementioned item of memorabilia is the original, authentic, and gifted personally to me, to my memorabilia lane collection, by the timeless personality, Marlon Brando. All right, sweet. And from the looks of it, this is actual wear, not like today where they purposely make something beat up.
Distress.
How much are you looking to get out of this?
I'm looking to get $15,000 for it.
Okay, 15 grand. I'll give you 8 grand.
I know you need to make money yourself. I get that. 10 grand? That's knocking down 5,000 from my asking.
I'll give you 8 grand. It's a fair price. You know, it sold just a couple years ago for 11. I figure that's probably what I'll get out of it. I put it in an auction.
Come up a little bit more?
8,500.
We can make that work.
All right, sweet. I will meet you right over there, and we'll do some paperwork.
Sounds good. I didn't get the $15,000 I was asking for, but his offer of $8,500 was fair, and now I'll be able to give my daughter some money for a down payment on her house.
Marlon Brando could make anything look cool. But let's face it, the leather jacket doesn't need a lot of help. It's pretty much the most badass piece of clothing ever invented. Everybody looks good in a leather jacket. Even I look cool in one. The first clothing ever worn by humans was leather. Cavemen didn't know how to spin and make cloth. It was hides and skins that they wore. So how did this simple design come to symbolize an American counterculture revolution? Jump forward right around 2,000 years, our soldiers had the bomber jacket. Fur-lined, leather exterior, they were wind-resistant. It felt like wearing a suit of armor. So in 1928, a guy named Irving Schott invents the modern-day motorcycle jacket. They were so cool, Harley Davidson even started selling them for $5.50. Inflation is a little depressing, isn't it? In the 1950s, leather took Hollywood by storm, and it wasn't just Marlon Brando in The Wild One. It was also Elvis Presley and so many more. By the 1970s and 80s, rock stars like Joan Jett proved that leather just wasn't a guy thing. The leather jacket has definitely held the test of time. Shots NYC still sells 50,000 leather jackets a year, helping everybody get out their inner bonds. Hey, nah, I never was that cool.